You're listening to the Focused and Fearless podcast. I'm your host, Heather Angel, and I've been helping people tune into what lights them up and increase their personal and professional performance for over a decade. Now I'm best known as a high-performance coach, helping entrepreneurs like you cut through the noise and create a business and life on your terms. If you're ready to step out of struggle and discover how simple it can be to create a fulfilling, joyful, and successful business without all the overwhelm and long hours, you're in the right place.
Hey, gorgeous. Okay, I am going to share possibly a slightly alternative perspective on the whole life purpose thing. I am speaking to a couple of people at the moment who have been feeling a little bit lost, and they've come to me because they want to talk about starting a business. Now, the conversation I've been having with both of them, and they want to start very, very different businesses, is actually it's not necessarily a business that they're looking for. It's a sense of purpose, a sense of fulfillment, a sense of significance. And this is where I feel a lot of people are starting businesses not really wanting to start a business. They are looking for something to fulfill their lives, to feel like they have purpose. Now, this can absolutely happen to men and women. One of the people I'm speaking to at the moment is a guy. So this is not just for women at all. But I do see it a lot with mums. And I'm absolutely one of them. I definitely started my business because I felt like I needed something. I wasn't going to go back to my job because it was just ridiculous. I couldn't commit to that kind of level of hours and have 2 children. But I needed something. I'm a very ambitious, driven person, and I love work. I love to work. So I needed something. So I set up a business. I never for a second considered anything else. I didn't consider, what about writing a book? What about doing volunteering? What about just actually maybe taking care of myself, which in my personal situation would have been the best thing to do. I would have been actually much better to just take a year and take care of myself after having 2 kids and, maybe allow myself to think about what I want to do. But I didn't. I just went straight in and set up a wedding planning company. And it was great, don't get me wrong, it was great, but it was really hard work. And in the end, I realised less than 12 months in really that I'd set up the wrong business. I really was most passionate about the consultation side of it, which led to coaching, which led to that training. And obviously now I have a very successful coaching practice. And I'm not unhappy with that at all. But what I'm seeing is a lot of people are thinking, and I think possibly because of what we see on social media, that the solution, that the way to have purpose, the way to have fulfillment is you need a business. And you don't. Do you know what? It's absolutely fine to have a 9 to 5. It's absolutely fine to work part-time. If you're a mum listening to this, babe, it's fine to be a mum. It's great to be a mum. But if you're feeling unfulfilled and you're looking for some kind of direction, then have a chat with someone. Have a chat with a life coach. Get in contact with me on Instagram. We'll have a little chat, because it might just be that you're feeling a little bit lost right now. And maybe it's about finding yourself before you decide to step into entrepreneurship, step into setting up your own business. And please don't take this as a message to say, don't set up your own business. I love the fact that there are so many people setting up their own businesses, carving their own way, setting out their own path for life of what they want and what they're going to achieve. Absolutely love it. Of course I do. But what I am seeing is quite often, especially now, I do a lot of life coaching. There's so much underneath that. There's so much that business is actually covering up. That business was almost like a sticky plaster on what that person was really looking for. They were looking for some level of fulfillment or purpose. Now, this happens, a lot in my experience after working with quite a few clients now. And it's absolutely fine. It's part of the process sometimes. And for me, it absolutely happened. I dived straight into setting up a wedding company. And then I sold it, 15, 16, 17, I sold it 3 years later. When even after 12 months, I knew it was the wrong thing. It wasn't right for me. And I started the coaching a year after I started the wedding business, because I knew the coaching was what I loved. That was the training that I really got excited about. So, you know, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but had I given myself a little bit of time, I could have actually saved myself a lot of stress, a lot of energy, if I'd actually given myself the time to think about what I wanted. If I'd actually worked with a life coach, if I'd even known that was a thing, I think things would have turned out very differently. I reckon I would have gone into coaching a lot sooner. I mean, maybe I would have taken a completely different path, but for me, coaching is something I find very, very natural. I love it. It literally lights me up every single day. So I feel very fulfilled and very much like I am, do you know, I was going to say living out my purpose. I think the fact that we're all living and breathing on this spinning planet through space, we are living our purpose, okay? Like, I don't really believe in this whole putting too much expectation on us making this huge global impact on everything. You know, yes, impact your clients and they will have a ripple effect, okay? We don't need to be the next Elon Musk to create huge impact on the world. We don't. We're not going to send rockets to space, okay? But we are going to serve our clients and we're going to take care of our people. We're going to raise our families, whatever it is for you. That's going to make an impact, and that's enough, okay? That might be enough for you, and it's okay if that's enough. You don't have to be pushing and striving and trying to build something all the time. And this is what I'm seeing coming up a lot at the moment. So the two patterns I'm seeing is, if you're feeling a little bit lost right now, which I think we're in a weird time. We're coming out of lockdown, although who knows, by the time this is released, we might be back in it. We'll see what happens. Every time I talk about lockdown, I'm like, well, we could be back in it by the time this goes out. But hey, you never know. At the moment, things are good. But, you know, I think it is causing a few wobbles of everyone. It's like trying to navigate what life looks like. So the two things I'm seeing is existing business owners questioning whether they really want to continue with their business, questioning whether they want to continue in the same way, whether they want to market their business in the same way, how they want to work, all that kind of stuff. And from the coaching I'm doing with them, it's peeling back those layers of like, well, what's really going on? Is it to do with the business? You know, because if you've got a thriving, financially successful business, perhaps, you know, it's not the business, perhaps it's something else a bit deeper, or something else, other area of your life that's making you feel overwhelmed and unsure. Who knows? Until you work with a life coach, or until you know, journal it through or figure it out, you're not going to be 100% sure. So that's one of the things I'm seeing. And then the second thing I'm seeing is people who are feeling, you know, maybe they've been made redundant, maybe they want to leave their 9 to 5, and they're feeling a little bit unsure about what they're really here for. You know, parents especially, I do work with a lot of mums. It's just the way it is, really. And I am seeing a lot of them, after all the stress as parents that we've been through over the past 12 months with homeschooling and all the other craziness of just being a parent, they're feeling a bit lost too. And they're not sure where to go. And they're coming to me to talk about setting up a business. But really, the discussion that we're having, because I think it's really important to be clear before you start spending money and investing on setting up a business, is, you know, what's the root reason you want to set up a business? Why do you want to set up a business? If it's to make a load of money and you're very clear on what you want to do and you have the skill set already there, or you're ready to do the training, you know, absolutely fine. But I am seeing a lot of people are just feeling really lost, and they think, because they see this on social media, that a business is the solution. There is so much nonsense out there that makes it look like having an online business is this easy thing. It's not easy, all right? It's pretty simple. It can be simple, but it's not easy. You've got to put in the work. It takes work. It takes effort. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be horrible or stressful. You can absolutely do it in a way that is in alignment with you. But it does take effort, and it's not easy. So this is really just to kind of give you permission to take a breath, take a step back and think, okay, if you're feeling a little bit lost, if you're looking at your business and questioning whether it is something you still want to do, if you're looking at your life and feeling like something's missing, then don't think that necessarily a business is the thing that needs to plug that gap in your puzzle, okay? I always talk about looking at your life like a puzzle. If you're feeling like a piece is missing, or they're all jumbled up and you're not quite sure what the picture looks like anymore, then let's have a chat, or, you know, go and speak to a life coach, go and speak to a friend, you know, a confidant, journal it out, do something to help you get a bit clearer on what it is you actually want. You know, I talk about that all the time, knowing what you want, knowing what you really desire in your life. Is it a business? Because if it's not, you're going to find starting one and running one much harder than it needs to be. If you are 100% lit up and you're like, yes, I want to do this, I'm going to train, I'm going to do this, I'm going to set up a business, it's 100% what I want to do. It's scary, but I'm going to go for it. Amazing. We can definitely work on that. You can get that started. But just allow yourself to take a step back and not get too influenced by what everyone else is doing and what everyone else is saying, and really listen to your gut, okay? Listen to your heart, listen to your gut. What is it telling you? Is it a business you want to set up? Is it your business that's actually not the thing that's fulfilling you anymore? Or are there other areas of your life that are maybe lacking purpose at the moment, that are maybe no longer making you feel as fulfilled as they once were? All right, my beautiful one, ask yourself this question. As always, if you need anything, I'm on Instagram. You are more than welcome to DM me. Just think about it. Before you dive in and invest thousands on setting up a business that might not actually be the thing you want to do, or before you go and close a business that's actually doing really, really well, just take a breath. Take a step back. Take the pressure off this whole living your life purpose and making a global impact and blah, 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 blah. Just think about you, what you want, how you want to show up in the world, and go from there. All right, my gorgeous one. I hope that helped. Speak to you soon.
Thank you for listening to the Focused and Fearless podcast. If you'd like to continue the conversation or have a question that you would like answered in an upcoming episode, head over to Instagram and connect with me at Heather Angel Coaching. If you enjoy this podcast, please share your thoughts in a review on iTunes. I truly value your feedback and I take the time to read every single review. Have a beautiful week and I'll see you in the next episode.